Have you been eating healthier, maybe walking more, doing all the right things, but your jeans still feel tighter every month? Or are there times when your stomach feels so bloated and uncomfortable that you find yourself loosening your waistband to get through the rest of the day? You probably blame your diet, maybe your age. But what if the real culprit is stress? Now, a 2023 study by the American Psychological Association reveals that over 25% of women report stress levels of 8 out of 10 or higher, more than men, and it is affecting their digestion, hormones, and even their waistline. Now, in this video, I'm going to share how stress can sabotage your gut and walk you through 4 simple techniques to instantly calm your body. As a bonus, I'll share a few simple practices to help you build resilience so you're better equipped to handle life's difficult season. So you wouldn't want to miss that. So you have something called the gut-brain connection. This is a direct communication line between your brain and your digestive system, primarily through a long nerve called the vagus nerve. So have you ever witnessed someone go through a very difficult situation? Maybe they just lost someone they love, or they got a phone call about a diagnosis, or some other life-altering news. And for a moment, everything stands still. And what's the first thing they do? Maybe cry. But what else? They clench their stomach, right? They're double over like they have just been punched because they feel like a pain in their gut. Now that's a gut-brain connection at work. That's because your gastrointestinal tract is susceptible to emotions. Now, according to Harvard Medical School, feelings like anger, anxiety, sadness, and even excitement can cause physical symptoms in the digestive system. Now, when your brain perceives a threat, whether real or imagined, it activates the stress response, also known as the fight and flight response. Now, this triggers hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. These are all designed to help you through short-term danger. So, to prioritize this immediate need, the body temporarily suppresses non-essential functions, and digestion is one of the first to be affected. So blood flow is redirected away from the digestive organs to the heart, muscles, and lungs. This makes it harder for the body to break down food, absorb nutrients, and eliminate waste through the gut. Now, occasional stress, the body typically recovers. But chronic stress is another story. Now, when the stress response is triggered repeatedly over time, your digestive system stays suppressed. This can lead to bloating and indigestion, constipation or diarrhea, microbiome imbalances, and put you at a higher risk of conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. Now, according to Harvard Medical School, long-term stress not only disrupt digestion, but also interfere with the balance of gut bacteria. So your gut is home to trillions of microbes, bacteria, fungi, and viruses that play vital roles in digestion, immune regulation, hormone production, and even mood. So a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that stress can change the composition, diversity, and activity of the gut microbiota, leading to overgrowth of potential harmful bacteria and a decline in beneficial strains. So let's go through some simple things you can do in a moment when facing a stressful situation to calm the vagus nerve. So you have just finished work. You are stuck in traffic and late picking up the kids. And on top of that, you still haven't figured out what's for dinner. Your heart starts to race. You feel that knot in your stomach beginning to form. Now, when you experience that slow buildup, you want to do something before the stress takes over. So the first step is to take deep, slow breath. So you don't need a yoga mat or a quiet room. Just pause. Inhale through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for about 6 to 8 seconds. Repeat this a few times while sitting in the car. Now, this simple breathing pattern tells your nervous system you're safe. Now, sometimes the stress might feel so heavy that even a deep breath doesn't feel like enough. So in that moment, say a simple prayer. Even if it's just, God, give me peace. Now, your prayer don't have to be long or fancy. This is just to give you a quiet reminder you are not carrying everything alone. Now, prayer is a wonderful tool to calm the mind, soften the body, and help you feel more grounded. So after that, you can or sing softly. Your vagus nerve is connected to your vocal cords. So start humming your favorite hymn or sing along to something on the radio. Now that vibration activates the vagus nerve and calms the nervous system. And once you're home and have a minute, head to the sink. Take a sip of warm water and gargle for about 30 to 60 seconds. Now, it might feel a little silly at first, but this actually stimulates the back of your throat, which activates the vagus nerve, helping your body shift out of that fright and flight mode. Now, these tools you can use before meals to support digestion, or during a stressful moment to keep you grounded, or at night to help you unwind and calm your gut. So this week I had a moment. One of those days where everything feels frustrating because nothing seemed to be going according to plan? No, this came during a week when I had already taken on more than usual, even though I knew I was under some pressure. So I had volunteered to help at camp, which made showing up as the PE teacher full of energy and enthusiasm so that the children can have a great time. And it's true, it's really hard to pour out when you feel low. So that morning, instead of pushing myself to squeeze in more work before camp, I paused and I took that time to reconnect with God. And no, all the challenges I was facing didn't magically disappear, but I felt a real deep, unexpected peace. Like, even though things weren't fixed, I felt confident that something was going to work out. But you know what's the truth? Resilience doesn't start in crisis. It begins with the quiet, daily choices we make to care for our body, mind, and spirit before everything falls apart. So think of it like this. You wouldn't wait for a flat tire to then want to purchase a spare, right? But that's what so many of us do emotionally. We wait for the breakdown to then try to build support. Now, if you want to be less reactive, less bloated, and less anxious, you don't just need stress relief in the moment. You need a system that helps you stay grounded before the pressure builds. So, how do you build that foundation? Well, start by sticking with the basics. So many women over 40 are burning out because they're not focusing on the foundational habits that regulate the nervous system. Now, this isn't about being perfect, because you will never have a perfect day, but it's about showing up consistently. So here's what your checklist can look like. Prioritize about 7 to 8 hours sleep per night. Now, studies show that chronic sleep deprivation increases cortisol, your stress hormone, and this impairs your ability to handle emotional triggers. You want to make sure that you're having at least 1 or 2 nutritional dense meals per day with protein, fiber, and healthy fat. Because skipping meals or not giving your body what it needs only puts your body under more stress. Movement another essential. You can walk, stretch, or do gentle exercises daily. No, physical movement boosts endorphins, which support digestion and regulate the vagus nerve. And these are all crucial for reducing bloating and stress. The most important part, reconnect with God. And studies have found that these regular spiritual practices are linked to reduced anxiety, increased optimism, and emotional resilience. So after you start to focus on the basics, let's add the next step, creating healthy boundaries. Now, if your schedule is always packed and your phone is always buzzing, and you say yes to everyone, your nervous system remains in a constant state of fright and flight. So don't look at boundaries like a wall. There are doors with locks. So you get to decide what comes in and what stays out. So I want to encourage you to say yes to what aligns with your purpose, but say no without guilt, anything that drains your energy and your peace. And I love this one. Honor the Sabbath rest. God Himself rested. So what do you think we can run on empty? Now, my weekly Sabbath, to be honest, wouldn't meet the religious standard, but I am very intentional about taking time to rest every week. I don't see rest as a reward, but as a rhythm and one of the most strategic tools you have for long term emotional, hormonal, and digestive health. And research backs this up. It shows that consistent rest and recovery improve focus, digestion, and emotional stability, especially for women juggling multiple roles. So, block at least 1 day a week. If 1 day might seem too intimidated, try for a half a day where you're not doing any hustling or scrolling on social media. Use this time to reconnect with God, with nature, or with the people who matters, and also with yourself. And the last tool I have is to practice gratitude. Even on hard days, when life feels like a lot, it's easy to slip into complaining. But gratitude is about pretending everything is perfect, but it trains your brain to see what is still good. Gratitude doesn't erase your problems, but it changes your perspective so you don't feel as emotionally weighed down by them. I want to encourage you that at the end of each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. And if you can't think about anything, start with simpler things like having food to eat, a place to sleep, and the strength to get through the day. So I hope what I said before caused you to ponder. Because the truth is, no amount of clean eating or workout will fix your waistline if your body is constantly stressed. And you are never going to feel good in your body if you are always running on empty and giving everything to everyone else. But here's the good news, you can change that. Every time you choose rest, when you choose nourishing food, healthy boundaries, time with God, or just a moment of gratitude, you are sending your body a message. You are safe, you're supported, and you can finally let go. And you will be surprised that things starts to shift, not just on the outside, but from the inside out. Now, if you're a woman over 40 struggling with belly fat, bloating, and low energy, I created something just for you. Join my free 4-day Master Your Waistline Challenge and learn how to work with your hormones and metabolism, not against them. We start August 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So click the link below to save your spot. See you there.